Welcome to the Lime Flavored Show. This is episode 1, being recorded on January 7th, 2013. And as the lower third indicates on your screen right now, if you're watching the video, especially live, I am DJ Allen, and this is the Lime Flavored Show. I've decided that for the first episode, I would basically explain what I'm trying to do with limeflavored.com, the network, and netcasting. And let me start out by saying that from about mid last year, I decided that I wanted to turn limeflavored.com into a network. So I wanted to start referring to it more as a network. So I was trying to recruit people to do shows. And while I did get a couple, some of them didn't go through very far. So what I'm going to do is establish a strong base with my own brand of shows on YouTube and Google+, and go from there. And this is the flagship of that effort of the Lime Flavored Network. And the reason I'm using the word netcast is because I believe that podcast shoehorns the shows into a particular... when I hear podcast, I automatically think audio, and I don't want you to think audio. I am going to have audio shows, but I also want to produce video. So I am doing this live on the internet right now, video, and the goal is to have both the audio and the video out as soon as I can produce them. The audio is easier to produce than the video, so we'll see how this goes, but I just wanted to go from there. And the whole point of limeflavored.com has always been to do things I enjoy. As my lovely wife will probably get picked up on audio saying this here shortly, limeflavored.com has been entertaining me since 2000.
Yeah.
Yes. So 13 years later, I'm bringing that entertainment to you. So I can't be the only one out there that enjoys the things that I enjoy. So I'm just hoping that those people that enjoy those same things join me. Some of the things you are going to see on this network that I like and that I plan on doing in the future here. Chess. I'm a big sci-fi fan. I play RPGs, which are role-playing games. And by RPGs, I'm talking the tabletop, open up an actual book and have a character sheet with dice role-playing games, not necessarily the video games, although the video games I also play. Audiobooks, adventure stories. I enjoy K-pop, which is Korean pop music. And for those of you that know me really well and hang out with me on a fairly often basis, you know that I listen to this almost exclusively at this point. Very close. And I enjoy both soccer and football, and the football I'm referring to is the NFL brand of football, not the European version of soccer, which is football. But these are things I enjoy. Now, so I don't have any plans for a soccer/football show at this point. I was just going to roll that content into the Lime Flavored Show and have information about that stuff every once in a while. Same thing with the other stuff. But the audiobooks, I wanted to explain a little bit that I have some stories that I've written and some stories floating around in my head. I am currently working on producing finished audio for a short story I wrote in 2004 and 2005. The story is complete. I just need to put it to audio and set it to music and throw in a sound effect here and there and release it. And this is the type of thing I would like to do with all of the entertainment that I want to produce. So, for instance, I want to write a book But this book won't just be a book. The book will be serialized in audio on the internet, which I then hope to also put out for sale as an audiobook and actual print copy. Now, the print thing, probably in the future, I would be looking at more like an ebook type situation to do that. But I got to start somewhere, and I want to start with the short story, something that's already done. I just want to finish producing it, bring it out to you, and see how you like it. If it works for you, we'll go. We'll produce more. I'd also like to publish and produce other content that I enjoy. So if you have something that you are writing, for instance, and it's written, or you're on the third draft of it that you're working on, but you'd like it to be put out in an audio format somewhere, I am more than willing to help you successfully do that. I have a network now, as of right now, and I have some place to put it out on, so I can help produce that. Plus, I am trying to get into the habit of reading my work, so reading your work isn't going to be too different. With my own work, I'm going to be doing different voices for different characters so that I hopefully distinguish things, so it's not just a narrative, me reading to the audience type situation. So I'm trying to do things versatile and whatnot. What I'd like to eventually do is have a couple of females, a couple of males be reading different parts, and hopefully they can do voices as well, and then somebody else does the narration for the rest of the story, or maybe just full-on drama, audio dramas, like the Big Finish style for instance, Doctor Who. They've been doing good stuff over there like that. Maybe do something along those lines in the future. I am also interested in doing video shows like a sitcom or small tidbit dramas or whatever, just something to put out in a finished product with actors and actresses and music and lighting and camera shots and everything like that. So if you have something that you'd like to see, but you don't, like, you can produce it, but you don't have anywhere to put it, you own it. I just want to put it out there as content on my network. I'm looking for content, and I'm looking for your content. So hopefully you'll join me in that aspect. Since this is the first show, I wanted to point out that what you see behind me is not what you're always going to see behind me. The set that I have is that direction. The background will still be green because the room itself is green, but what I'm looking to do is get a set up for more permanent broadcasting situation. Right now, I am simply broadcasting from my living room at my desk, in front of what you can see is paperwork and windows. There's a mask on the wall. There's a dog's cage on the floor. There's our mail over there. And I put some games over here to kind of decorate the area a little bit so you didn't see the mess of other stuff behind it. I'm working on it, and then you're going to see it's probably going to be 3 or 4 weeks before I get the room perfect and ready to go, because I do have other things I need to do, but I will be working on the room to make sure that I can get it done as fast as possible. And then I plan on using the computer that I'm actually talking to you on right now as the recording device for these shows. So hopefully everything works out in the near future. Also, I am looking to monetize this network, which means I'm going to try to sell advertising. There is going to be advertising, but it's not going to be the jarring advertising like you see on TV. I want to do it more natural. So I'm going to do it like I was doing on the Lime Flavored podcast before we ended that, and that's just kind of throw that in there with that. And if I have guest hosts on, we'll discuss these things, back and forth. But today's advertising or sponsor comes from my lovely wife, Trisha. She owns a dog treat bakery, which also has products for pets and people. And the people things, there's things like hats and food from other the store, the physical location we have has up to 30 vendors that sell things through her. But what we have things that basically things you can eat, things you can wear, and things for dogs, which also for the dogs you can wear and eat those too. But well, your dogs can, and well, you can eat them too, but that we won't go there. But some of the things that you can find, if you're not in the Bismarck, North Dakota area, some of the things you can find on trishasbakery.com are things like this wonderful hat that my wife made. This is an owl. It is a crocheted hat. I chose the colors because I have a new bright orange sweatshirt, so I wanted something to go with it. So that's why I chose the base orange. All the owls have these little ears. I have eyes. There are buttons in the center of these eyes. It's hard to see on the video here, but there are buttons, and you know, there's the owl eyes, and then the beak. Now, people that come into the store, and I wanted to point this out specifically because it's winter here in North Dakota. And it being winter, it means it's cold most of the time. As you can see, I'm bald. When it is above freezing, basically if it's above 20 degrees, I personally don't wear these hats at work because I work at a physically active job, and that means that I'm going to end up sweating. Above 20 degrees, this is an extremely hot hat to be wearing at the job that I work at. Now, below 20, it's great. What most people complain about, or think that they should complain about, or ask questions about, is there are holes in here. Doesn't the wind cut through? No, no. Or at least you don't notice. I mean, it really has to, the wind has to be going like 30, 40, 50 mile an hour winds to get through the hat. And in that case, the wind chill will be driving it low, and you're going to need a second hat anyway. Well, at least I do, because I'm bald. But these are wonderful hats. They're customized. You can order colors and the animal. There's penguins. There's snowmen. There are raccoons, there are frogs, there are moose, I believe there's cows, I think she's done a horse, the owl, obviously. Plain hats. There's plain hats, you don't have to have a face on them. There's a newsboy hat, which I have one. I don't know where it's at the moment, but I should have it on the next show. I also had her, when she started doing these, because the job I work at is, I'm fairly visible. And this doesn't have an advertisement on it. I mean, it doesn't say Trish's Bakery anywhere, but I get a lot of questions, where did you get the hat? So I wanted to wear these hats while I'm doing the job. And the first hat I had her make was specifically for me. As you can see, it's a bunny hat. Ears go up here. I mean, they're floppy. I wanted floppy ears. I like the hat. Now the ears, she's making the ears different now, and I think I might like a new bunny hat with the different ears. But I chose the colors. These colors are my colors. I wanted the pink insides to the ear and the bluish gray color to the hat itself. But this I asked for the hat specifically. Now she has recently, I have actually watched her do. She does owl hats all the time. The owl hats are the most popular, and that's why I wanted an orange one, is because it's this most popular. I'm going to have a green frog hat soon. They're great. They are not expensive. They're far cheaper than other hats that you would buy at other stores. Now, they are customized, so I mean, you can certainly go to the store or go to the website, which is trishasbakery.com, and that is TRICIASBAKERY.com, and you can see these hats. I believe everything that's been sold is listed on the site in a picture, or at least most of the recent ones.
There's two different options.
Two different options.
There pictures of all the hats I've made.
All the hats that she's made, there are pictures of.
You can do custom orders from my website.
We can do custom orders. She can do custom orders from the website.
Or the ones that are done and for sale are on my Facebook page, Shopping Cart.
The ones that are done and for sale are on her Facebook shopping cart. Now, as the inaugural sponsor, and the best sponsor we've ever had here on the Lime Flavored Show, we have a special coupon code or checkout code or whatever you want to call it for trishasbakery.com. So when you go to the website, trishasbakery.com, you're going to see up in the upper right-hand corner on the menu the word shop. If you click on that, you will go into the shopping cart area, and that will give you the opportunity to look at items, things like hats for babies, kitchen helping items, books. There's a food category. There's just the hats. You have the opportunity to go on there, add things to the shopping cart, and then at checkout, you can add the coupon code LFS1. That's Lime Flavored Show 1, just the letters, all lowercase, LFS1. And that should give you $5 off a purchase of $5 or more. Now, I believe you should take this opportunity to go check things out, at least to see if there's anything that would interest you there. Because with customizable options, I mean, any color, almost any animal. There's been a couple animals which they're nigh impossible to make, or they're hard to make. So I mean, the hat will be priced according to how difficult the item is to make. So if you want, I don't know, a shark eating a surfer girl, that's going to take a longer time to make than it would just an owl. She's shaking her head. I just made that up off the top of my head. She's not going to make you a shark eating a surfer girl yet. But you have that opportunity to, I mean, ask for the colors. Maybe you want a purple shark. I know that there's different shades of green for the frog if you want a frog. Maybe I want a frog eating a fly. She's shaking her head no with that. I'll work on that for you. It's a possibility in the future. But you should go LFS1, all lowercase letters, LFS for Lime Flavored Show 1 for the month of January. See what I did there? To get the $5 off a purchase of $5 or more. So, the YouTube channel, if you're not watching live, which I can tell that you probably aren't because I have one viewer and I know exactly who that viewer is, as she chuckles. If you're watching this after the fact, you are watching it on YouTube. The YouTube channel you are watching it on is the official limeflavored.com YouTube channel. This is where you will find all the videos after the fact. You can also go to this channel to watch the show live. If you ask to be added to the Google Plus page, the profile, official Lime Flavored, we will add you, and you can watch off the Google Plus page. And in the future, if there's if I have guests or whatever for the Lime Flavored Show, or any of the other shows that we do, because all of the shows are going to be on this channel, they'll be on, I mean, you'll be able to be invited to this because you'll be a friend of limeflavored.com or the Lime Flavored Network. Speaking of other shows, the longest running show we have that's active right now is our Echoes Darkly White Wolf / Onyx Path Publishing netcast. I believe we just had episode 10 at the beginning of December. We're going to have another one. The schedule's on limeflavor.com, but the next one will be on January 12th, so this Saturday at 9 p.m. Central Time in the U.S. We've got a nice following. We do broadcast live, myself and Sean Steele, my co-host. and we do alternating weeks right now because it's hard for both of us to get together. But I will be introducing a secondary show to fill in the other week, so you're still getting your role-playing game fix week after week, every Saturday. So we'll be adding that. But I wanted to throw that out there because we do have activity on the network before this show. So hopefully now you'll check this show out on a regular basis. And we have other shows coming up. Like in February, we will be debuting Limelight on Apple, which is a technology show centering around Apple, but also about its competitors. So obviously, if the iPhone 6 comes out, for instance, we will be talking about the iPhone 6 primarily, but we will also be talking about iPhone 6's direct competitors in comparison. And that will be my wife, the owner and operator of Trish's Bakery, and myself on the show. And we'll have guests on as needed, but that show is coming in February. And I do have plans to launch Lime Flavored Chess, which is another show. I have that tentatively scheduled for March. I'm still working on the details a little bit and the format, but that'll all be pre-produced. It won't be live, at least not at this point. But that is also coming. I just wanted to put that out there. Part of the reason that I am doing this is because, as I stated at the beginning, I wanted to have a network. I want to produce content for you, content that I enjoy, which I hope you enjoy also. And I was inspired to do this, to actually take the plunge, instead of just doing a podcast or a couple of podcasts, do a network proper by Leo Laporte and his twit.tv network. So if you go to twit.tv, twit.tv, that's his network. He's got 25 shows. I've only got 2, Lime Flavored Show and Echoes Darkly. But he's got 25 shows. He's been doing this for at least a decade now, or almost a decade. Pretty close. His is a technology-based, there's non-technology things on the network, but basically what he's done is he's found what he likes to do, and he's doing shows about what he likes to do. And if someone he knows or is associated with comes on board and wants to do a slight offshoot of something, they've had a video game show. They do something called NSFW, which in internet speak is not safe for work, but it's supposed to be a comedy show. I don't personally listen to it, but some people do. They've got shows about internet TV, general tech news. They've got a daily tech news show, basically bringing you the top 10 stories of the day. There are social network specific shows, device specific shows, operating system specific shows, things like that. So he's found the niche, tech, and branched off from there. And I'm trying to do the same thing personally with entertainment. It's kind of a broad subject, I know, but I got to start somewhere, and I want to be vague so that I'm not trying to produce audio dramas only, for instance. So I'd like to do live shows once in a while too, because, as my wife will attest, I like to talk.
You like the sound of your own voice.
She says I like the sound of my own voice. I do like the sound of my own voice. And I think that she likes the sound of my own voice too. And I also said earlier that I am interested in your content. Have you written a book? Have you written a novella? Have you written a series of scripts that you think could probably be turned into prose or could be acted out by several people? Do you have something you would like to put out on a network? I'm here for you. Talk to me. The email address you would use is officiallimeflavored@gmail.com. Let's get a conversation going. Like I said, I'm not looking to own your content. I'm just looking to put it out there on a feed. Now, would I like to be able to leave that content out on that feed indefinitely? Certainly. But if that's not what you want to do, we can certainly talk about it. I'm not immovable. I'm a one-man operation at this point, so I can certainly work with whatever you'd like. But don't hold it. Bring it out and let's get it out to everybody. A lot of new authors in the world today are doing it through podcasts. They're releasing podcast chunks of their book, or they're doing the whole book, but in chunks, and then making the print version and selling it and doing well. You could certainly do that through this network, limeflavor.com. Come on over. Audio only is okay for your own content. That's fine. I'm personally going to be trying to do both audio and video. I would like to be putting out more video. I don't think that I'm hideous to look at. So while I'm on my own show here, I don't feel it's a terrible thing that you see me. I do have audio-only projects that I'll be working on, that I am actively working on. Like I said, my short story. For those that have watched and listened in other places, it's called Moonrise, about werewolves. Sorry, not vampires, werewolves. You can check that out when it comes out. I'm hoping to have it out before March, but we'll see. If you can do video, great. If you can't do video, we'll start out small. You don't have to have the best equipment. I'm using an iMac right now. An iMac computer. That's a 21-inch. I've got Snow Leopard. No, it's not Snow Leopard. Mountain Lion, the operating system running on it. So it's the built-in camera. That's what this is right there that you're looking at. I'm just using my living room. I am going to have a set in the near future, and you're going to see things going on in the background that I want specifically back there. But you don't have to have anything fancy. I do have a special microphone because, well, the built-in microphone on the iMac isn't terrible, but I wanted something that would cut down on the ambient sound. So I got this. This is a Samson Meteor mic, I believe is the brand. But it's called a Meteor mic. And the little things are adjustable here. I've got them set so that they're upmost, so that it's close to my mouth. And the way I have it positioned on the desk here is to get the audio best from me speaking at you right now directly. So, I mean, you don't have to have the best equipment. Everybody starts somewhere. Eventually, am I going to have some high-priced equipment in a large building with lots of lights and people running around running things for me, and all I'm going to be is on air? Sure. How long is that going to take? Who knows? We'll find out. But I would eventually like to be in that situation. So I have a goal. I'm looking for sponsors. I'm looking for content, and I want you to help, even if you just want to watch. I will certainly take donations as well in any denomination. So I will roll out shows as often as I can handle them. I plan on doing the Lime Flavored Show weekly, live Mondays, 8 p.m., unless otherwise stated on the schedule. Right now, we're coming out of the Christmas season at the job that I'm at, so I won't have to worry about working late very often, at least not on Mondays. So 8 p.m. works. If there is a change, it'll be posted on the website. Just go to limeflavor.com, check that out. And if there's a last-second change, it'll obviously be posted as a main post rather than on the schedule. But I'll try to do both as I can. But what I'm saying by rolling out shows is that I'm going to be doing the weekly Lime Flavored Show, the bi-weekly Echoes Darkly with the other show in between. So technically, that's also a weekly show. And then the Limelight on Apple will also be weekly starting in February on Wednesdays with my wife and I. I'm trying to do all the shows right now at 8 p.m. until I get a more streamlined schedule, I guess. Lots of complicated things with the job. And then when I have the opportunity to produce so many shows, I'll start releasing the Lime Flavored Chess ones. And we'll go from there. But you can check us out on Facebook. I believe it's facebook.com/lime-flavored.com, I believe. Just look for limeflavored.com on Facebook. You'll find us. We are also on Google+. It's attached to the YouTube channel that you're watching right now. Should be able to find it fairly easy, hopefully. Go ahead and friend us or put us in a circle. We will also put you in a circle. Everybody will be encircled. It'll be great. You can reach me or us. It's just me at this point. At officiallimeflavored@gmail.com or just go to limeflavor.com. There is a forum there. Nobody's used it yet. I'm hoping to get some traffic to it there. I'm also hoping in the very near future to be adding a chat room or chat capabilities. I'm currently deciding on whether or not I want that to be an IRC channel or just some sort of chat client that people can connect to. We'll go from, we'll check things out from there. But I do want to thank you for watching this first episode of the Lime Flavored Show. It won't always be about lime flavored things. I mean, like the next show, I do have ideas for something to talk about, and it won't necessarily be about limeflavor.com. Although I would like to include, if possible, something about the network on every show, and not every show will be only a half hour. I'm flexible with how long things are going to take, and if in the future, if it's an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's bringing in revenue at that length, I'll keep doing it at that length. But at that length, if it's bringing in revenue, hopefully I have a better setup going on and I've got more free time to run shows more often, and a staff that can help me produce more shows than just one. But like I said, I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me next week on the Lime Flavored Show. Thank you.